Alright, welcome back everyone, it's your Code King Zaf here, going over the latest shadow in Army. We have Bestie, and in this video, let's cover whether or not she is the best shadow out there, Get it? Bestie? Oh geez, I'll stop with the dad jokes, but I do want to show you something very quick. Look at our Army total power. We're at the 500,000 mark. In the comments, let me know what your Army total power is. I'm very curious, but as you can see, Bestie gave us at least the best power bonus we've had in a very long time. But I do want to show you something very quick. When it comes to Bestie as a shadow, she works as both the, main shadow you could say, and also the supporter shadow because of her skills and also her passives. Watch this. So her Shadow's Authority gives us a defense pen of 8%, which is very good. The first thing that comes to mind is the workshop. As you know, everyone's struggling with it. When it comes to Daimos, we need so much defense penetration. And this right here might be the best Shadow's Authority we can use, so I'll cover that. And also, that's not all. When it comes to Bestie, look at her basic skills right here. She has an interruption, which is honestly very helpful. Imagine a battle, and you're about to get one shot, and boom, her freeze comes in, or the boss is about to go into that very annoying invincibility phase. She'll come and freeze them, so you can deal even more damage. Very nice, very juicy if I could say. But also, check this out too. We get a defense penetration increase to the entire team. This works on our hunters, this works on Jinwoo, this works for everyone. It's so strong. A 10% defense penetration increase, and it's 20 seconds long. Not too bad. So, if we're going to compare Bestie to anyone on our lineup when it comes to our Shadow Army, you know exactly who comes to mind. We have Iron. Yes, Iron has a skill right now that reduces the target's defense by 12%, but the question is Iron better or Bestie based on this right here? And Iron as well, his skills do give us other effects, but we do not have any interruptions, so we could say Bestie if the passive effect is as good as Iron or better, we should be using her instead. But the other issue is, his Shadow's Authority is not the same. It is a max issue bonus, so we're only comparing the support skill, or the support abilities, when it comes to the secondary shadows we put on our team. So in terms of Bestie being comparable to any other shadow, there isn't really anyone that kinda suits her position, because her skill is very unique, her Shadow's Authority, her leader skill. The defense penetration aspect is very unique, because if we scroll through our shadows, you can see we have ultimate damage, we have core attack, we have crit damage, which isn't the best one out there. We have basic skill damage, we have attack, we have defense, we have HP, we have crit damage and attack, and we have crit rate. So no one really falls in line to Bestie's kind of status, but I would say right now, when it comes to Bestie, if you're struggling, based on the testing I did, if you're struggling with the workshop, that being hard mode Deimos, or we're facing an enemy that has a lot of defense, which doesn't really happen too often, the only mode right now in the game that has a ton of defense is the workshop. Like Daimos, there is so much defense on these enemies. It is such a horrible process to beat the enemies based on the massive defense stats they have, but I can tell you right now, I did some limited testing when it comes to our light team, and honestly, running Bestie as either the support shadow or the main shadow does make a difference. I'll cover that. I'll show you some results, because it actually does give us more damage. Again, depending on the stats you have, if you're lacking defense pen, she can be a very capable shadow. But very quick everyone, I just want to remind you, the codes I have to give out are expiring very soon, so make sure, if you haven't supported us yet, to go to the link down below. It is 100% free. There is a bunch of codes I can send you, so go to the link, press this button here. After you link your account, you go to the top right, you press the My Page button right here, and then this page loads up. You scroll down again, remember, 24 hours after sporting, my name should come up right here, and then after waiting, all the codes will show up right here under Receive Benefits. There are 6 codes right now, with one more brand new code coming out. We have Mana Power Extracts, Rune Chests, we have Essence Stones and more, so make sure you support that way, you do not miss out. These codes are expired, and all these codes are expiring soon, so please make sure you support. I do not want you to miss all these juicy rewards. And just very quick, a huge shout out to Josh, our first comment to our last video. Here is your shout out, bro, and enjoy that juice exclusive Discord role. Now, as you jump in here, I do want to remind you, we have a bunch of videos on Goto that I do recommend you watch. Goto is actually a very surprising hunter right now. Although he isn't the best late game hunter, he's seriously one of the best hunters out there. He is the best mid game and early game hunter. I would say in the future, like I said before, He's just lacking content in the late game to make him really worth it to summon for our late game players, but you never know, there is always content around the corner that could make him a godly character. But let's go back to the Beste testing. So what I did was very simple. I ran this run over and over again using Goto, using Thomas Andre, and using Min. I used a varying Shadow lineup, so we obviously have Tank right here, giving us defense increase of 12%, very nice, and I use Iron, and I swapped them with Beste, and based on the testing I did, when it comes to Iron and Beste, the support skill bonus they have when it comes to defense reduction or the defense spam bonus was basically the same in terms of the damage output we had. I didn't know any differences at all, so I can say right now when it comes to our shadows and the priority, I would say just based on my limited testing that Beste is better to get just because she not only has the Shadow's authority, she not only has that freeze, that very juicy freeze that lasts 2 seconds, she also has a passive effect, giving us a 10% defense penetration bonus, which is honestly very nice. Let me show you. We're going to jump in and do varying tests here. So I want to test Beste by herself, essentially, seeing what the bonus is like. So what I want to do is take her off and put another shadow here, such as Big Rock, to see how much damage we can deal without having any defense reduction on our team. Very important. We want sort of like a baseline number, but I will have Beste on the team as well just to see whether or not our passive does anything. Then I'll swap out for Tusk, for example. So right now I'll do Big Rock and I'll do Beste right here. I have a very, I guess, simple system here. I'm going to dash with Go, break, then use Thomas Andre, using his skills with my 1 LC, give it a second here. So we're going to dash, nothing special. We're going to break, very simple, boom, 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 reset our skills. All simple here, very routine, and I'm just gonna spam auto attack to keep it consistent. In a second, we'll break and done. Now these are shadows and Thomas Andre at the same time. I'll use his Q, watch this. We use his Q, his basic skill, his E, his core attack, then I'll ulti right here. Very simple result. Make sure I aim properly at the target. He moves right here, his Q comes out, now his E, now his core attack, right? Watch this, and then the ulti. So 91%, watch this, all the way down to, we had 89%. So it is pretty consistent though, obviously. We're going to have a bit of variance when it comes to the crits, which is fine. We can remember 89%. I did this test before, multiple times, probably around 20 to 50 times. Over and over again, I ran this, and ooh, look at these very nice pop-ups. These are always good for thumbnails in the future. Let me screenshot that, beautiful. But let's jump back in. So we did a test, we had 89%. Using Big Rock and Beste. Now, what I want to do is, I want to swap out Big Rock and put Beste in its place. So Beste right over here, if I can find her, boom. So Beste here, there we go. And I'm going to put Big Rock here, why not? Keep it consistent, we're just swapping out the Shadow's authority. We still get a defense on bonus, but we also get this right here, another defense on bonus, so 18% in total, not too bad. Let's jump in, let's see the comparison. So 89% is the target to beat. Hopefully we can beat it, otherwise, well, Beste isn't necessarily the best anymore. So I'm going to jump in here, we're going to use our Q, core attack, you know the drill, right? Very easy to break with Go, though not as good as Goto. What a shocker, right? Goto, the best breaker in the game right now. Same thing, QT and use our shadows at the same time. Boom, boom, boom. Use our Q, then our E, then our core attack. Very simple. And here we just ulti. All simple, simple. The same process. And here we Q, and then we E, and then we core attack here. Ooh, the damage looks good already. And here we go, the ultimate. We want it to be 89%, and we don't beat it. Okay, so we could say maybe variance applies here, or we have enough defense pen for Deimos. That could be a trick too. So based on how much defense pen we need, maybe Big Rock is a good choice, just like Beste, but maybe it's because we already have enough defense pen on Thomas Andre, where we just don't need any more. So let me swap out Big Rock for Iron, getting its defense reduction too, very important. That way we maximize on defense reduction, kind of seeing how good they really are. So we're going to jump in here, we're going to do this, put on Iron, done, Beste, Iron, and enter. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully the same result, if not better. So we're going to jump in, same thing, boom, boom, boom. Nothing changing here. Again, Gogen, he the most consistent and easy breaker in the game. He's so simple to use, and I would say Goto is just as easy, though I guess Goto doesn't have a shield, making him, you know, I guess you could say like extra brain dead to use, but that's okay, right? So we're gonna jump in here, use our ultimate, use our Q, okay, use our E next, and our core attack. Oh, would you look at that result? I didn't even core attack actually there, hold on. Watch the result here. Ooh, that was actually a bit better. and we lost around, I would say, 1% from the core attack. It didn't apply due to the lag I had, so that was already better. So we can say right now, defense stacking is pretty helpful when it comes to our damage. So let me jump out. I'm going to do one more test right here. I want to compare Best to Iron when it comes to the passive we have. So same thing, gonna put Big Rock right there. We're gonna run these same tests over and over again. And I wanted to say when it comes to our shadows, generally speaking, the damage bonuses they all provide are fairly similar, right? Although we can pick varying shadows, they all provide, I guess, more or less the same bonuses to our damage, to our overall capabilities, which is nice. Meaning you can't really make too many mistakes when it comes to our shadows, which is very good. So same thing here, using a rotation and using an ultimate. All the same, we're hoping for under 89% to see whether or not Bestie is worth it, and here we go. Oh, what happens here? 89%. Uh-oh. This is performing better than Bestie, and oh wow, 86%. That was a bit better. Let me rerun using Bestie, just because I could have been a very lucky run with a lot of crits. We want to make sure we're consistent, but overall, you can see the varying damage amounts are pretty much all within the margin of error based on the crits we get. So let's go out, swap in Bestie here, confirm, go back in, and see just how much damage we can deal with a very smooth and good run. Let me give you the best one right here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to jump in and out with video editing magic, of course. And there we go, not a bad run using Thomas Andre. We got 87%, so basically within the margin of error when it comes to our shadows and the damage we output, but I would say Bestie is still a very capable shadow. Right now when it comes to Deimos I'm doing, we already have a lot of defense penetration on Thomas Andre, let me show you. Although not too much, we have a good amount, so that additional bonus is not too bad. It does give us more damage, let me show you, boom, right here. We have Thomas Andre 25%, so not too bad, the bonus does help. The 10% on top, so 35% total. And when it comes to Shoutout Authority, it is another bonus we can use too. But for some reason, every single time around Iron, he is a better shadow in terms of the damage you can deal, but it's only within like 1% or 2 max, which is actually a fairly large amount if you think about it. So 10% if we're dealing that much damage, a 2% bonus is around, 15-20% more damage. So right now, when it comes to Daimos, it looks like Iron isn't too bad, unless we use Bestie for our main shadow for the authority. Because if we go ahead and double stack, watch what happens. We have her authority, we have his passive, and also her passive too. This should be a very juicy result. Watch this. We're going to do the same process over and over again. Boom, boom, boom. All the same. You've seen it a million times now, or at least I've seen it a million times. Not fun, folks. Spamming this phase over and over again to see how much damage we deal. Yeah, not fun, so please do drop a like for that. But watch very carefully. Same thing. Q, E, core attack. And then the ultimate comes out. Give it a second here. We're going to wait for that attack that makes them move all over the place. Okay, there we go. Now core attack comes in. The E. And watch this damage result, 90%. So you can see with the stacking effects, we got 85%. So when it comes to the stack, why am I saying when it comes to so much? It's been a long 2 days, folks. Update weeks are crazy. As I was saying, when we have both their passives, the Commander's Authority, but also the passive that Bestie and Iron both give us, we get the best damage result. For some reason, when it comes to Iron, though, I got around 1% more damage. So around 10% more using his passive, not too sure why specifically. I'll have to jump into more testing, but when it comes to Bestie as a shadow, to summarize, because I know somebody just skipped to the end, she is very good. Paired with Iron, if you need defense penetration, defense reduction, this right here, this combo, gave me the best damage result without any changes to my build. They just stomped. So I want to say right now, Bestie is a very capable hunter, not only in our team when it comes to passive, but also for the Shoutout Authority. She absolutely crushed Big Rock, giving us more bonuses again, because not only do we get that passive, but we get the authority, an 18% defense penetration bonus. So I would say right now, if you're kind of stuck and using a light team, you might have a pretty good shot at beating Deimos if you're stuck before. 18% is a lot to just add in out of nowhere, although we had, like a 10% damage bonus. If you cannot penetrate Giggity, the target's defense, you are not able to do enough damage or even deal damage to make this bonus worth it. So Bestie right now, I would say, is one of our best shadows. Seriously, not only do we get the interruption, not only do we get the Shoutout Authority, we also get a 10% defense bonus. Oh, I love it. So right now, Bestie does get my 2 seals of approval. She is one juicy shout, let me tell you. But overall, right now, when it comes to the current landscape of the game, besides Deimos and maybe the battlefield time, we might not use her too much, because we're kind of lacking in, I guess, high defense modes. But remember, the devs might change that, we never know. Having high defense targets does make, I guess, the workshop of Burning Clay and the hard mode actually hard. So again, we'll have to see. I do think she'll have more use in the future. Right now, she's very good in the end game content, the late game content. When it comes to Daimos, she will make sure you can easily clear it. So in the comments, let me know if you plan on getting her. I would honestly at least one copy just for the passive. A 10% bonus can help you out, and the interruption super juicy. But on that note, that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed, make sure to let me know. And also make sure you subscribe and support us. Again, it is 100% free. You couldn't pay me even if you wanted to. I'm able to send you a bunch of codes. Again, 24 hours after sporting. So do enjoy. It's my treat to you, my wonderful, wonderful viewers. On that note, this is your Code King Zaf, signing out.